Hello and welcome to the Two Guys Named Chris show. Great to have you listening here on a Friday. Chris Kelly right here. There's Chris Demm right there.
Hello.
There's our dear friend Biggie.
Howdy.
And we have a lineup change today. Ladies and gentlemen, B.B. Shea. There he is.
What's going on?
Yes. Yes.
Somebody's
yes.
saying that right now.
Yes. Dave's out today. So let's get B.B. Shea in here.
Let's do it.
Get this guy in here on his way to Pinehurst for the U.S. Open on Sunday.
Dude, I know. I'm stoked.
The excitement you must be
Yes.
having, you must be feeling fantastic. And did you buy your father a ticket to Pinehurst for Father's Day?
No, but he is going.
Okay,
I did not purchase the ticket.
My God.
I'm not made of money.
No.
So you bought
One.
I bought one
We
ticket.
bought one.
Yes.
I like that you thought.
I did.
Yeah. You were going for a real heartwarming moment there, and that was not the case.
Well, I wanted to clear it up. He told me the other day we do a award-winning podcast together, B.B. Shea and myself.
what's it called, Potsy and Ralphie?
It's called The Square and the Round. And he covered the other day that he told me how much he paid for the ticket. I won't reveal it here today. It was a lot of money. But I thought you had splurged and bought yourself and for Father's Day, your father, a ticket to the U.S. Open.
No, unfortunately, that was just for one ticket, that price.
Woo.
Yeah.
That's a pricey ticket.
How
It
far in
is.
advance do you have to buy tickets to a U.S. Open?
See, I bought them like 2 months ago, I think.
Okay.
So, and it was a resale ticket, and it was still that much. So,
Yeah. Is that more than you would pay?
No, typically it's less. Well, I don't know. That's a good question.
Are you going to buy your father something there?
Yeah, I may buy him a shirt or a hat or something like that. That's a good idea. I didn't even think about that.
I would do that.
I may do that when we get there.
It literally just occurred to you?
That or a beer or something.
Why don't you cue up your new favorite song?
Get him a. Oh yeah,
Your Lone Star song
Lone
for this,
Star.
Oh,
this
God.
magical father-son moment we're having.
You know what they usually do? When they're when they always have the U.S. Open, they always find dads with kids in the crowd, and the cameras always seek them out. So they might find you.
You'll be there.
Sitting on your dad's
He's
shoulders.
going to hold me and my brother up at the same time. Yeah.
Oh my God! Did I tell you about? There's this song out there. Oh my gosh!
Everybody's talking about it.
It's a 25-year-old song. Oh, it's by Lone Star. It's called "I'm Already There," and I knew it already, and I've cried to it for years. But earlier this week, we heard it in conjunction to a comedian. We can play the comedian to end this segment, as a matter of fact, because he was really funny. But he was setting up the song, and the song is called "I'm Already There" by Lone Star. It's about a traveling dad who is in a lonely, cold hotel room, and he calls home to talk to his wife, and he hears this little voice. And when this little boy comes on the phone, or little girl, and says, "Dad, where are you? When are you coming home?" He says, "I'm already there."
Little voice came on the phone. He said, "Daddy, when you come home?" He said the first thing that came to his mind, "I'm already there."
I want
First
to.
thing that came to his mind. Oh, crap.
I'm already there. I'm already there.
I'm the
I mean, 6 months. I mean,
Oh
I'm there.
my God!
I'm the shadow.
See, he's the
Yeah.
shadow on the ground. He's the
He's the
sunshine.
dust on the books.
He's the dust on the book. I want a montage of you and your father at Pinehurst.
To this song in slow-mo.
Maybe Shea will be texting his dad. "You want a beer? I'm already here.
I'm already there. I'm already there.
I'm already at concessions. Do you want a beer?"
I did something I never did. We played it earlier in the week, and that day on my way home, I told my device, which I never ever do, just play it. And after that was over, it just jumped to something else, and then there I am weeping at the stoplight, and others around me are like, "What's wrong with him?" You know?
Because it was your McGraw song.
Yeah, then it went to
Yeah.
Live Like You Were Dying.
Ooh.
And then on to a Brad Paisley that I also love about looking back at your parents and stuff. This is perfect for you for Father's
Yeah,
Day.
I know.
And let me say this, I'm already melancholy. No, I'm already melancholy because today, as I turned the corner to come to the radio station, I looked up at Biggie's apartment with its light on for the last time.
That's right.
He's moving today, really.
Today.
He's moving. And I said this a few weeks ago when he told us, it's really in the process now, the move. He was boxing stuff up. I feel like there's a string between us at all times. And when I pass that apartment, I always think, there he is. I know where you are there. It's like a connection. And now we won't have that.
No.
So I'm down. I'm down about this.
He's already there.
Yeah.
He's already
He's
there.
always going to be there.
I don't think he is. He's moving.
No.
He's moving.
No, I'm moving far away.
He's moving far away.
Yeah.
A 20-minute drive. Used to be a 1-minute drive. Now it's a 20-minute drive. So now, when he's late, I'm really going to think he's dead.
Yeah.
I mean, you
more turns, more
turns.
stoplights.
Yes.
Like, oh,
Yes.
my God.
What city do we call 911 in
That's-
now?
we got to get your...
Do we call a deputy? I don't know.
he's out
Is it the same county?
He's out in the country now. Gonna have to call. Yeah, gonna have sheriff's department, not the city cop,
Right.
to go and rescue him. How's your move? Are you prepared? Are you ready?
Yeah, I mean, it starts in a couple hours, so it's everything's boxed up.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
You know, except the last minute things. Mother's there.
Great.
Oh, mother.
Yes, Mother came into town. She's of course been a giant help,
Of course.
and I went to bed and she was still working.
Biggie's leaving a little. Biggie's leaving
good
a little.
Yeah.
You and your mother are like BB Shea and his father.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The love. The
you
love.
can't stop a mom.
love that
you
we
know?
No.
Little voice came on the phone.
I'm moving.
Said, Daddy, when you come
Mom, when you coming home? I'm already there.
There's some books I need to box up.
into his mind.
I'm already
Can
there.
you do the kitchen?
I'm gonna go to bed. You keep finishing this up.
I'm already asleep.
Because of it, Biggie's leaving a half hour early today. Yeah, and BB Shea will be solo in there for our meet and greet during garbage time today. Let me ask you this. You were talking, my son helped you with the move.
Yeah.
Which is very nice that you allowed him to do that, that you paid him. You paid him really well to do that. But he was telling me something. You all discussed your work in the fast food or the food industry. You've worked pizza. He's now at Jersey Mike's. See if I gave him good advice on this. All right. Yesterday, he came in from his shift, and he said, woman cussed me out today while I was making her sandwich. Okay. And I don't really know that. We were behind. I never made sandwiches in front of people.
Yeah, you never had the people staring right at you.
Well, except for the time I called the woman overweight.
Oh God, does BB Shea know that?
Do you know?
I don't think I've heard this story. No.
Oh, this is a classic, man. I love this one.
You know, I worked barbecue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I was back in the kitchen, but we could see the people ordering their food, and I would make barbecue sandwiches and hush puppies and French fries and so forth. And a couple came in, and they went through the line already, and they were standing out near the booth, and the woman in the couple was overweight. And
By our standards or by 1980s standards?
I think 1980 standards, honestly. I think
today you wouldn't think twice.
Well, plus I was about 16, and today, that's a completely different thing today. But she was overweight for the time, and in my mind, she was overweight. I'm pretty much a normal person, But I looked out at her, and I turned to my friend Ricky, and I said, "Look at that fat ass."
And not in a good way.
No, not in in the current time. It means something else.
Yeah.
Not, look at that dump truck.
Look
Look at that big B.
Yeah. Actually, that tells you how much things have changed in 40 years, too. Is now you say, like, look at that fat ass.
Look at that fat ass.
Now it's like, yeah. No, back then it was different.
It did not mean anything good. Well, she wasn't looking. She was putting her stuff on the table, And I said, "Look at that fat ass."
The words hung in the air.
Oh, they did. And my friend Ricky, who normally would be like, "Yeah," didn't say anything. He just stood, and I was like, "What?" And I looked back, and her husband was staring a hole through me. And I was like, "Oh my God, oh my God!" And then he turned to her and whispered something, and she goes, "What?" And she raised up. And I was like, "Oh my God!" And I had done it.
Yeah.
And they came up and had a word with the manager, and boy, he was pointing at me, and I was really, really scared.
When their order was ready, you didn't ring that little bell. Go, lard ass.
Did you
Order
give her
for
an extra?
lard ass. Pick up.
Yeah, you could have just owned it.
Could have gave her an extra sandwich or something.
I should have. If you could haul your fat ass up here.
Come on, it's getting cold. Let's go.
Oh, here she comes.
These heat lamps are only 500 degrees. Move it.
Oh my God. Worst thing I've ever done on that job. I've done plenty on this job that I'm not proud of.
Yeah.
But on that one, it was the worst.
The worst rough talking ever.
Yeah.
And he wanted me fired, and the manager stuck with me. I was a good fry man. I was a good frying puppy man.
Yeah.
I could make a cobbler in a pinch. So
Would you cost them a customer?
they never came back. And they were regulars. And they said, we will never be back. And to my knowledge, they have not been back. They weren't. I worked there 2 more years. I never saw them again. I felt so bad. I should have gone and just said, I apologize. I'm 16. I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
16-year-old boys don't do things like that.
No, we don't.
No.
That's right. We don't. So that's why I may not have given my son good advice. He said he was making a woman sandwich, and I guess she had said light lettuce, and he started putting the lettuce on. She goes, that's too much lettuce. It's too much lettuce. So he took a little bit off. And now he works at Jersey Mike's, so it's right in front. They're face to face. And she goes, that's not enough lettuce. That's not enough lettuce. And so he put some more on. She goes, you don't know what you're doing. And then she goes, and he just looked up and said, well, what would you like? And she goes, I'd like you to get a better effing attitude. I mean, she said that to him.
Ooh,
and
wow.
so my advice, I said, what did you do? And he goes, I was mad. I was really mad because I was trying to do it right. And so I just hustled through and made the sandwich, and that was it. And she left. And I said, you've got a good personality, to my son. In fact, his coworkers describe him as 90% personality, 10% skill, which I think is about right.
Okay.
When I've watched.
Listen, he can use that.
Yes.
Well, that's what I told him. I was like, you could have diffused that with a joke or something. You could have said like, I failed lettuce. I've been here for 3 weeks and I completely failed lettuce. I apologize. Let me start over. Anything to just lighten it up. And he said, I'm not going to do that. I was mad. And I was like, yeah, but you could have used, just diffuse it. Just diffuse the situation. But I don't know if that's right or not.
No,
honestly.
I think you're 50% right. Sometimes, though, I'll be honest, that lady, not going to take any jokes.
Yeah, looking for a fight.
She's angry. She's just mad for whatever reason. Nothing to do with him, especially when it comes to, okay, that's too much lettuce, take some off. And then she's like, that's not enough lettuce. That's somebody to me who's just, you're not going to make them happy even with a joke.
But don't you think if you make it just something really innocuous and innocent, it's hard for her then to keep yelling, if you
Yeah, I
don't
that's
know,
why I say I'm 50-50 with you, because maybe they're joking, say, because that's the type of person, though, too. You say, I'm sorry, I failed lettuce in school.
Right.
And then she's like, well, I don't appreciate that kind of
It
attitude.
could
You
be.
got a
It
smart
could be.
ass on
It
you.
could
So,
be.
And, even if you're not, even as a full-grown adult, if you're in that situation, you're just on your heels.
Yeah.
Not many people have the presence of mind to come up with something like that.
That's true. It's true. I mean,
you're
Exactly.
attacked.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
You're
And this-
verbally attacked.
Plus, this was hours later, and I had a few minutes to think about it. It's like, what do you do?
It's your jerk store moment.
Yeah.
Your Seinfeld jerk store moment.
That's it. You have to come back later. Next time she comes in, he should say, I failed lettuce. But no.
Yeah.
That's
No.
not work. That's not going to work. Exactly. So I don't know if I led him right or not. If you could think of it, maybe, but you're right too. You're rocked.
And
in
there
that
are,
situation.
I always think you can always tell, too. You just can kind of read the people in front of you if the joke's going to help or not,
Yeah.
And that's, in that case, with her being that,
Well,
I feel like
should he have apologized? She said, I am so sorry. I'm going to try to get this right for you. Let me start again.
that's where you, frankly, with those type of people, that's what you got to do. I'm sorry, do you want me to start over?
Tough.
In a situation like that, when young employees, because he's 19, when first-time employees are cursed at by someone, do you have to tell your manager about that, or you just kind of
The manager.
go move on to the next customer?
Well, see, I asked him, I was like, where was the manager? He's like, well, it was not busy. She was the only person there, so it was just me and the girl on the counter, on the register, and the manager was back in the back doing stocking or whatever. And so he didn't even come out. So the whole thing was done and she was gone before he even came out. He said, I didn't tell the manager because he got cussed out or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know what to tell him.
Yeah, it's like as long as she doesn't go back and file a complaint.
Well, I
of some
can't
kind.
imagine over
Yeah.
that, but
Yeah,
who knows?
You never know, though, because you get stuff, they'll say, well, I didn't appreciate his attitude. And she may have thought he had an attitude because not realizing this is his first.
Right.
Hey, trust me, in food service, you'll get cussed at a lot more.
Oh, sure.
Eventually, it's just going to become part of his day.
Right. Yeah.
So, but she might have thought, well, he has an attitude because he was so stunned in the moment.
Maybe.
That by not saying anything, she's like, oh, you have an attitude.
Well, he said it made him mad. And, then my wife said, well, have you ever heard the customer is always right? But Chris Demm doesn't agree with that because customers are jerks. I mean, they can be. We have a story coming up later on the grid of a guy who was cursing at a barista and wound up actually throwing the drinks back on the barista. And she smashed his windshield. I mean, she went back at it with a hammer and smashed his windshield. So, not to that level. I should have told him my that fat ass story.
There you go.
I'm not sure that would have helped.
No. No, because that was me really messing up.
Yeah.
You need some more lettuce, fat ass. My dad said to say that.
I'm gonna take the cheese off.
Fat ass. Oh, so terrible. I wish I could go back to that moment.
Yeah.
There's some days in your life you wish you could go back and just undo, and I do. And Ricky, you should have seen his eyes just get so big and didn't say a word. Normally he'd have been right there with it. Yeah, she's horrible, all that kind of stuff. He asked me for that advice.